What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to Gibraltar United. So here we are, the games against Borussia Dortmund. No real news to go over because it's only been a few days since I last saw you in game time anyway. It's been about 2 weeks, so like I say, it's not been too long. So yeah, let's go into this. So Dortmund away from home, I decided not to change up the tactic in the end. 62,370 people are going to be here. But yeah, I decided not to change up the tactic. I thought 4-4-2, and he just swapped me to around 4-4-2 was going to be good enough. I did have this tactic sort of planned, but yeah, I decided against it. Sort of thought back to the times when we used to play it earlier on in this series, and I was like, nah, not really not too fond of it. So yeah, going to keep it a 4-4-2. What I may do, let's have a look if counter mentality changes the fluidity just a little bit. We might go to counter to start with, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we grow. Or actually, I'll start off standard. And we'll see how we grow. You know, if I feel we need to counter, we'll go counter. If we feel like we can control the match, we'll go control the match. But one change is to the centre midfield role of Morella. He is now a ball-winning midfielder defend just for this game. I decided I'd change it up. Also, another thing as well, I did the press conference for this match, which is something I normally don't do for this save. And Marcos Lopez, they said he was the reason, or the sole reason, we'd got to this stage in the season where we currently are. They said he was the guy dragging the team along, and that in a way, you know, he was too good for this team. And without Marcos Lopez, we wouldn't be the team we currently are. Now I'm baffled. Now, like I said, I don't do press conferences a lot, so I don't know if this would have come up more often if I'd have done press conferences. But how can they say that, but not mention Musa Sanogo, who is the best player in Africa according to two organisations that hand out awards, the best striker in Africa? But yeah, no, we'll ignore that fact and we'll say Lopez is the reason we've got here. And I'm not going to deny Lopez has had a really good year this year. He stepped up being my number 2 striker, playing alongside Sanogo in the first team partnership up front. But he's definitely not the sole reason we've been here. So yeah, that annoyed me a little bit. Well, not annoyed, but it took me back. I was like, what? How can they say that? But yeah, let's go into this game against Dortmund and let's hopefully kick some butt. So they were, wow, the journalist who is, by the looks of it, maybe a Japanese name from goal.com has said that actually he predicts we'll win. So that's a little bit of a surprise. And as you can see, it says Gibraltar United have surprised many with their performance in Europa League so far and will hope to continue their good run of form. And then you look at Dortmund, who say their minimum expectation is to reach, they've just reached their minimum expectation. Now they look forward to going on. So we've overachieved already. So, you know, let's go. Let's continue to go. No comment for that one, personally. Into opponent instructions. Angelo. And let's go. Come on, team. We've had one game since I last saw you. That was against Cannons. We won 8-1, which is our second largest margin of victory. Our highest margin of victory was a 10-1 victory over Britannia before the 2 games before the Lazio one. And Bakim Muster is injured, which does mean the young Bermudan, or Bermuda, how would you call someone from Bermuda? Bermudan? I know, but the young left back from Bermuda, Jesse Clark, is going to come into the team and play about 30 minutes of the match. And in fact, we are 30 minutes in, and you know what, we're getting a lot of the ball, so I'm going to go out there and control the game. And not really getting many shots, but let's maybe hope the control will just allow our players to push forward and advance a little bit further forward, and we'll see what that can do. We've got our first shot of the game. It's actually a Dortmund corner, which is going to be the first highlight of the match, and we've given away a penalty. Francois Bakayoko is the one to do it. I think it said there was a push, which is why the penalty was given. Bakayoko's worst part of his game defensively is his aerial ability. He's got shocking jump reach, he's got shocking strength, but it doesn't matter. Cox with the goal. Get in there, Coxie. Saving the penalty. And Sidibe, I was about to say, go down the other end to get a goal would be beautiful. But yes, but the worst part of Bakayoko's game is his aerial ability. As oh my god, Cox again with another fantastic save. The penalty, and probably that one was even better than the pen. The pen obviously had more meaning to it, because that would have obviously been heartbreaking. But yeah, Cox is currently keeping us in the game. But yeah, Bakayoko, I was going to say Bakayoko, he's got shocking jump reach and strength and stuff. I'm trying to train it up on him, but I've been trying to train that part of his game for a while, and it's not really seen too much growth. I've changed it from average workload to heavy. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of an impact, because if Bakayoko could improve that part of his game, and over time his mental improves, which does often come with age, I think he'd be a great centre-back. Currently, right now, he's just a decent one. But there you go, another injury. Carlos is injured. That's something I didn't mention, actually, sorry. Carlos returned to the team because our other left midfielder picked up an injury for 4 weeks. which means he misses both of these games and the cup final. That is, oh no, there's no cup final in between this one. About that was last time, but yeah, he misses both of these games. So that's bad. Yeah, it's annoying, you know. And like I say, seeing Carlos injured now could actually mean we see Giselle come on, or maybe drop Lopez back. I'm not too sure. We could see something like that. Now, long throw from Borussia Dortmund, headed away by us, but it's still back to Hecker, which means he could have whipped one back in if he wanted to. And another good save from Cox. He is currently keeping it at 0-0. Jesse Clark as well doing a decent challenge, forcing it out for a corner. Bakayoko heads it away. Speaking about his aerial game. And we're unable to keep out Dortmund for any longer. The 54th minute, we finally break, and it's Borussia Dortmund 1, Gibraltar United 0. Not really doing enough, so I'm going to demand more of my midfield, I believe. So, demand more. Assertively demand more. Oh, I did it to the same guy. I do think Carlos is going to have to come off, though, in a second. I don't think his condition has improved since half-time. There you go, straight from kickoff. We're getting another highlight, though. Are we going to get an instant reply, and are we going to get a vital away goal? Or are Dortmund going to add to their first goal? In fact, it's a red card we're going to see for Borussia Dortmund, and that could be a lifeline for us. You know, that could see us grow into the game. We're going to take Carlos off. We are going to bring Maro Gigel on. What is it? What's his foot? Doesn't actually say. That's so annoying. What is your foot, mate? Right-footed. So what I'm actually thinking is I think Marcos Lopez is left. No, he's right-footed. Why is he a natural left-sided? Silvio is left-footed. No, they're all right-footed. So it doesn't really make a difference. I was thinking to maybe put a left-footed player out on the left, but I guess it doesn't make a difference. So we'll put Gigel back there. He's not really played well either, Carlos, so it's not like we're missing anything with him going off the field of play. All right, Clark going down that left-hand side. Sidibe, decent ball forward, trying to find Sanogo. He's headed it all the way back, and in fact could create an attack for Dortmund. I don't know what's going to say my team's name there. Lopez out on this left-hand side. Crossing it in to Sidibe. He's been brought down and we get ourselves a penalty. The same end. Dortmund missed their penalty out in the first half. Gibraltar United with our first real chance of getting a goal, actually. And it's Sidibe. Scores his penalty. Gets in there, my son. And what could be crucial away goal for the overall tie. Sidibe, big man. You know, big pressure occasion, and he knows how to just slot them penalties home. Gonna make another change. Sanogo is having a shocking game. He's not played particularly well since returning from the African Cup of Nations. We're going to bring Silvio on for our last change of the game. And let's see, you know, what we can do. And going into these last few minutes, I'm actually going to go attacking. I'm going to go for this whim. I'm actually going to passionately tell the lads to push forward. Go looking for that win, lads. Not going to get a chance, are we? No. Great. I love seeing that. And there we go. So the game ends 1-1. And you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Going into the game, I didn't think we stood much of a chance. And you know what? If it wasn't for Cox, we would have lost this game. I mean, don't take away anything from the other performances today. You know, Bakayoko cleared a few from corners that I was able to see. Mati as well did well, apparently. Sidibe, of course, scored the goal, which got us the away goal that we needed, really. But to me, Cox penalty save and that save that swiftly followed afterwards were from a pretty much open goal. I think are too important to miss, and I'm surprised he didn't pick up man of the match. Who actually picked it up? It was one of their players. But yeah, I'll meet you guys back in a second for the second leg, where Becky Muster is sadly going to be missed. Jesse Clark is going to come in instead. But you know what? Clark's performance in the last game was actually pretty decent. So yeah, that'd be good. Oh, we have a game in between, don't we? Oh, we'll just play a weekend team. But either way, I'll meet you guys back for the home tie and the deciding tie. Deciding leg. Oh no, Mati's suspended. Damn it. Either way, I'll meet you guys back in a second. Alright guys, so we're back for the game at Europa Point. 10,000 people are here, but we obviously knew that was going to happen. Mark Clattenburg is our ref. Try and get the English connection going with him or something. Try and get another penalty or something like that. But yeah, we know what's on the line here. We know 90 minutes separates us and a potential quarter-final in a European competition. which is in either the Europa League or the Champions League is still an extremely difficult thing to achieve. Look at the English teams this season, how, you know, any team has struggled to get past, you know, the second qualifying phase of the second knockout round of the Europa League and the first knockout round of the Champions League. You know, it shows that you can have the top quality players, but, you know, you can still struggle to get where you want to be. And, you know, if we can put in a plucky performance today, heck, you know, we showed that we, you know, can perform under pressure when we beat Lazio with 3-2. You know, we didn't have many chances. In fact, Lazio had more chances, but yet we still managed to get more goals than them. In fact, we were 3-0 up and deserved to win by, well, we didn't deserve to win by a margin. We, in fact, deserved to lose based on the performance, really. But, you know, we should have held out for at least a 2-goal margin. So fingers crossed what's happening today. Same starting lineup apart from the two changes in defence. Of course, with Musta being out injured and Mati being suspended, reaching a yellow card limit, it does mean Clark starts at left back and Roma Perez starts at centre back. Roma Perez, his first game in Europe for a while. He appeared earlier on in this season, so it's not like he's completely been out of the European loop, but he's not appeared in a while. But I have no real qualms about him being in the team. I'm happy with it. You know, he's a quality player. He's done it for us years gone by. He's not changed at all, so I'm confident enough that he can perform as long as he doesn't completely cock it up today. And he won't make me eat them words, of course. I'll be happy. But yeah, let's go. Carlos, one thing I noticed about Carlos, only scored 1 goal all season. I'd love for him to add to that, especially today. So yeah, 1-1 draw. We're currently the team with the advantage. Dortmund will be looking to get an away goal as soon as possible to try and overcome our away goal advantage. So it's crucial that we can last as long as we can before we concede. I think we will concede, and I think it's inevitable that we will concede. We seem to struggle to keep clean sheets in Europe, no matter what, you know, no matter who we're really playing. So, yeah, I think it's important that we get the first goal because, like I say, I know we will concede, but it's important that the first goal is scored by us. He's looking nervous, so I'm just going to tell him pressure is off. Just relax him up. I should have said it as well. Perez, I think, was a little bit nervous, but I didn't see that before I pressed space. But yeah, let's go. Gibraltar United, Borussia Dortmund, free kick for Dortmund earlier on. It's blocked, the free kick, and Dortmund score in the first 2 minutes of the match. Talk how important it is to keep a clean sheet, and we blocked the free kick, which is perfect, but then Cox is already committed to saving the free kick. He can't recover in time, and oh my god, we're lucky to still be at 1-0. Dortmund rattling the crossbar with a dangerous corner. We need to grow into the game. We're still on standard, actually. I forgot to change it from the last match. We should have been starting on control. Now we're going on control. We're actually going to get a highlight, I think. Carragher out wide to Armada. No. Carragher's pass back to Armada was a little bit too powerful for him to control first time. And actually, Dortmund are going to go through. What a challenge. I think that was Jesse Clark there. Coming back, recovering from being out of position to putting a last-ditch challenge and a last-ditch block to prevent the Dortmund opportunity. And now Clark with the ball in its end of highlight. We need to get a grip. We need to get a grip of the game, and we need to get in control. Really, Dortmund are playing better than us, which is surprising. Dortmund didn't look too great in the first leg, despite having the better opportunities. Armada headering a dangerous rebound away. We all know rebounds are common in FM, so it's always dangerous when you see your keeper parry a shot back into the field of play. Jesse Clark, a worst performer out of our defence so far. Overall, no one's played really well, though. So it's not like I can particularly just pinpoint, right, you're to blame, you're to blame. Really, the goal, no one was really to blame there. I can't blame the keeper, I can't blame the defence, because they all did their job. It's just, free kick, rebound, goal. So, I expect a better performance in the second half, and I do. Fucking 2 shots at home, this is pathetic. I've not seen a performance like this since we played Juve. Alright, Perez with a free kick, playing it short, keeping hold of possession. Carragher down that right-hand side, trying to use his pace, can't quite get it past the defenders, but we retain possession. Sidibe through to Sanogo, bang! Sanogo puts us back on 1-1. Extra time is now where this game is heading if all things stay the same. But we have just done what in the second half, what Dortmund did in the first half. We scored an early goal. It's only taken us a minute and a half in the second half, but we've got our goal back. But now Dortmund, well, we knew that anyway. But Dortmund now are going to, if they get another goal, they get them. We know we have to score another 2. So it's important that we score the next goal if there is going to be another goal scored in this game, because it will, it changes the tie. It puts the tie in a whole different perspective depending on who scores next. And time is ticking by now. Carlos is having another shocking game. I might not even start Carlos in the next game. In fact, you know what? Even if we go through, Carlos won't start. If we get knocked out, Carlos won't start. It's simple as. Carlos is just abysmal. We're going to bring Giselle on just like we did in the previous one, playing on that left-hand side, and hope that we can get something out of the game. Jesse Clark's still not having a good match, but there's nothing I can really do. What I could do, actually, is do a team talk as they've hit the post from a free kick. The free kicks look very dangerous for Dortmund. In fact, set pieces are a dangerous tool for Dortmund. Well, yeah, we're just going to talk to Jesse Clark individually. Oh, we'll talk to the whole team, actually. We'll just calmly encourage them. But with Jesse Clark, I'm just going to demand a little bit more. Just calmly, though. I'm not going to assertively demand it. Just calmly demand more. Come on. Just a bit of stern encouragement instead of gently encouraging everyone like I did with the whole team. I want to just individually tell him that he needs a little bit more in his game. Marcos Lopez, I think, is going to be the next person to make way on the field. Not had a particularly strong match today, so we're going to bring Silvio on and playing up front alongside Sonogo. And what we'll do actually is we'll do what we did in the previous one, in the previous games. We'll actually put Sonogo in a more advanced forward role and play Silvio in his better equipped target man role. But now, in the last 10 minutes of the game, it's another free kick for Dortmund, and they've hit the post yet again. Not many clear-cut opportunities and half chances, but Dortmund are creating chances out of their set pieces. And, are still offering shots and threats and stuff. I do think Carragher's going to have to come off, and that's a little bit worrying because we don't really have a player. What we're going to have to do, I think, is going to have to play Dan Evans out on the left. Carragher's tired. He's not playing well. Might as well play Dan Evans. Dan Evans, of course, scored that screamer earlier on in the qualifying. So it'd be nice to see him do that again. Now in injury time, or just approaching injury time, last few seconds of normal time in this game. And we've got a highlight. And it's Dortmund going to be on the attack. They've got the ball through. Borussia Dortmund. Cox with a brilliant save, which just has kept us in the tie. It's still not completely cleared, so I can't really celebrate too much yet. We've still got to get it clear. We do. Silvio trying to get forward with the ball. Armada finding, I say Carragher. It's Giselle on that right. I'm too used to Carragher being there. Armada trying to find Giselle trying to head it back to Armada, I think, and stuff like that. But it didn't really work out the way we obviously would want it. Again, in injury time, another highlight. We got that late injury time winner against Arsenal. Silvio out wide to Evans. Dan Evans whipping this one in. And Silvio with the goal. Silvio with the goal. Dan Evans with the assist. It was the right choice to bring that lad on. So let's go into the tactic. I'm not going to change up the actual thing. What we're going to do is going to lower the... well, first of all, cancel that. We're going to go contain. We're going to go structured. We're going to much lower the tempo, waste time, play even safer, short pass, retain possession, close down more, not much more. I like it like that. Clear balls to flanks. And, yeah. Silvio with his 15th goal of the season. The young Brazilian, 20 years of age, could have just beat Dortmund. And look at that. Silvio first giving the ball to Dan Evans. Dan Evans, probably one of the only natural left-footed players we have in the team. With a beautiful cross in. That is beautiful. And Silvio at full stretch, poking it in the back of the net. And that has just put us through to the Europa League quarterfinals. I love last-minute goals. I felt it coming. I felt that was the last chance of the game. That's why I brought up the Arsenal fact. And it was true. Champions League quarterfinals will be in the pot with Liverpool, Levante, Man City, Marseille, Napoli, Stoke, and Schalke. What an absolute dream. And I said at the start of the season, quarterfinals would be my minimum expectation. I said at the start of this video, I believe, or the end of last video, before this one, that I'd be happy with the second knockout round because I felt Dortmund were a very tough team. But now we can dream even further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this here and this bit here and meet you guys back for the draw. Alright, so here's the draw. And yeah. Basically what I'm going to go off is, normally when they do these, team names here, they normally put the best two teams first and the worst two teams afterwards. So the fact that Stoke are there, to me, says we want to be aiming for Stoke. Let's have a little look at Stoke. Typically, Stoke become rich in FM, so that's just the way the pattern's gone for the past few years. So let me have a look. They're continental. They are not actually performing particularly well. So yeah, maybe Stoke are the team we would want. What about Levante? Why are Levante a good team? Levante are a good team. Currently find themselves 5th though. Might be the easier option out of anyone. Schalke are one of the best teams in Germany. They might even be considered the best. Yeah, they're currently 1st in the Bundesliga, so we definitely want to avoid them. Man City, I still imagine are incredible, but I don't exactly know where they are in the league. They find themselves 2nd, trying to retain the Prem. So, and Brendan Rodgers is there, so I'm not too sure. Liverpool, what are Liverpool like? Are Liverpool a Europa League team, or are they a Premier League, Champions League team? Probably about a Champions League team, but they might be a little bit weaker than City and stuff. And what about Marseille and Napoli? Let's have a look at everyone, might as well. Marseille, French League, currently find themselves 4th, but they're probably an easier team than most. So, and Napoli, last guys, Italian. We've already beaten one Italian team to get to this stage. We've played 2 so far in this campaign. They are 2nd in Serie A. So in my eyes, the order I would like to have: Stoke, Marseille, Levante, Liverpool. Those are the 4 teams I'd like to get. Anyone else is just a pain in the ass. So Levante, Liverpool, Stoke, Napoli, Schalke, Marseille, Man City, Gibraltar United. Couldn't get tougher, but you have to beat the big boys if you want to win. And yeah, I think I'm definitely going to change up the tactic for the City game. But so it's important that we pick the right one. So Schalke, Marseille will play Levante, Liverpool. So the winner of our tie will play the winner of Stoke or Napoli. In the quarter, you get to this stage in the tournament, things can happen that are incredible. Chelsea's Champions League triumph was, beating Barcelona and when they were considered not a good enough squad, an aging squad, a squad that was approaching the end of its life, with a manager which hadn't really achieved too much, managed in the low football leagues and managed West Brom before getting sacked. And so, Chelsea overcame some odds. There are giant killings and, upsets at these late stages of the Europa League. So fingers crossed we can achieve another one, because I'd say us knocking out Lazio, was a bit of a surprise. Us knocking out Dortmund was a massive surprise with a last-minute goal. So yeah, next time I'll meet you guys back, we'll be playing Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium, which is actually where the final is being hosted. So in a way, we're playing at a massive stadium, where the trophy will be lifted before they return to us and play us at Europa Point. So yeah, until then, guys, peace out.